A clothing brand and a social movement. Finance Friday has continued to grow, and now creator Anthony Walker wants to help black children learn about finance as well with the new book, B is for Black Wealth. He joins us now on the floor. Anthony, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Oh, thank you for having me, Carlo.
Okay, first, let's start at the beginning where you kind of started to make your name with Finance Friday. What is that all about?
So Finance Friday started off as a video series that I created to essentially to honor my parents because they taught me a lot about entrepreneurship, business, and finances growing up. I just wanted to open that conversation up to, to a larger crowd. So it started off as a video series and it kind of evolved into a clothing brand.
And there are some principles there, just basic things for people to carry with them to do better with their money. What were those?
The first principle is to pay yourself first. Essentially just means to take a percentage of whatever you make and put some in savings and start to invest some of that money as well. The second principle is love is currency. I believe that the most powerful thing in the world is love, and our focus should lie there and understand that the more love that we have, the more benefits that we'll get from that'll exceed money. There's actually 12 principles. I don't want to go all into them right now, but those are the first two just to give you an idea of kind of the direction that, or kind of what we speak on.
Kind of building an ethos in how you approach money and develop a better relationship with it. We can all learn something about that. And so out of this, I understand a clothing line was born. What is that?
Yes, sir. So we created a clothing line, essentially putting some of the messages that we believe were powerful and potent. So people could wear the messages on them, right? And so it could reach a lot more people. And it's been extremely successful to that end. We've sold thousands and thousands of pieces of merchandise and, excited for the future of that as well.
All right, so part of your mission is to educate people, and you've turned this into a book now for children. Start getting those conversations going, kind of an ABC book. B is for Black Wealth. Why is it so important to start these conversations with children, and why specifically in the black community is it so important?
Well, as you know, there's a large wealth gap between the black community and the mainstream community, essentially. Mm-hmm. And our goal is to close that wealth gap as much as we can, but more importantly, just to instill the principles that are necessary for maintaining and creating wealth. And for me, like, Black wealth is more about our intrinsic value and just understanding that we already are valuable and we already have everything that we need in order to survive, not only survive, but to thrive. And we do have a mission to grow our wealth, but not just as individuals, as a collective. And I think that's the key to what it is that I'm trying to impart on children and really families.
Anthony, I got to tell you, I really love that perspective because you're not making money the only thing. If you only go for money, what do you really have, right? That feels like what you're telling people?
Absolutely. I think it's a both and, right? Like it's about educating ourselves and being as prepared to be responsible with our money as possible, but also understanding that money is not the end all be all. It's really about how we take care of ourselves and how we take care of each other.
How does this book communicate that to kids? We only have about a minute more, but I want to just get into this a little bit.
Well, to me, children are just as smart and oftentimes smarter than adults. So I communicated it just as clearly as I communicated it to you. There is a format where it's an ABC format. So there are some words that rhyme and things that'll like some repetition that'll help children learn and absorb it. And then there's also like longer form definitions, because I believe that the adults that are with the children need to be educated and be learning as well, so they can be better teachers and better stewards of this information for their children and their family.
Absolutely, and reteach themselves those important lessons along the way. The book is B is for Black Wealth. Anthony Walker, where can people get it? Can they pre-order it?
So it is available today for pre-order, especially for News 8. Because of this interview, we decided to open up the pre-order a little early. You can get it at bisforBlackWealth.com, just like it's spelled, or it sounds just like it's spelled, bisforBlackWealth.com. The pre-order is available today.
All right. Best of luck with the book. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a happy holidays, man.
Thank you so much for your time. You have a happy holiday as well.
Take care.